In our larger Catechism meditation, we're going to look at question number 77, which reads as follows. Wherein do justification and sanctification differ? Although sanctification be inseparably joined with justification, yet they differ, in that God in justification imputeth the righteousness of Christ. In sanctification, His Spirit infuseth grace, and enableth to the exercise thereof. In the former, sin is pardoned. In the other, it is subdued. The one doth equally free all believers from the revenging wrath of God, and that perfectly in this life, that they never fall into condemnation. The other is neither equal in all, nor in this life perfect in any, but growing up to perfection. The distinction between justification and sanctification is a very important one to hold. Many churches have made the mistake of confusing the two, incorporating our renewal by the power of the Spirit with our justification, so that we are justified because we make a choice for God in faith, or we are justified because we live for God in such a way as to earn or merit at a certain level God's favor. When we mix justification with our sanctification, then we end in great error, because we do harm to the fullness of God's work in justifying us. We minimize God's great work in that regard, and we inflate the benefit or the value of our own good works. In justification, God takes an act of His free grace, as we noted before. It's a one-time event whereby we are joined to Christ. His righteousness is imputed to us and covers us, so that we are fully saved. We face no condemnation before God. It is all coming to us in this one moment when we are joined to Christ. Sanctification is connected to justification, in that you cannot be justified without also being sanctified. Nor can you be sanctified unless you first of all have been justified from your sins. But at the same time, sanctification is a distinct work of God. It is that renewal of our natures whereby the Spirit of God comes into our hearts and makes us new each day, conforming us more and more into the image of Christ. So whereas in justification the righteousness of God is imputed to us, in sanctification that righteousness is imparted to us. We are enabled to live for God. This imparted righteousness is not that which saves us. It's not because of what we do that we are saved. We are saved because of the imputed righteousness of Christ. But being joined to Christ by faith, we then live out the grace of that faith through a righteous and godly life. So these two are joined together in that both unite us to Christ. And we live by justification through faith, and sanctification is a continual work of faith. But they have their differences, and some of the differences in particular would include the following. Justification settles our standing before God once and for all, and it's complete and perfect in its work. Sanctification, when it comes to us, comes in different measures. We all have a different experience of sanctification. Some make great progress in their sanctification and grow in holiness. Others are very slow to make progress, and their lives are in many ways tangled up with many sins. Sanctification, each of us may have different degrees, but we all are being sanctified, and we're all making progress in that life of sanctification. Sanctification has its end not in this life, but in the life to come, when we stand before God and live in His presence. So that is the difference between sanctification and justification.